Oh. Oh. It's just a little unnerving, like, you know, I sell things to try to make money, and I can't get the money. And so I bought this lamp to try to fix it up and resell it. I bought it for $2. I looked it up. It says it's from 1940, and it's a Stiffle or whatever. So I was looking it up, and I kept seeing this other lamp that I used to have, a table lamp. And I kept saying like $200, $300, $400, $500, and I'm like, fuck. I had one of those and I sold it for 20 bucks. And I really didn't feel right about it. But usually what I do when that happens is I look around and I go, how many people are looking for this table? You know, how many people are over here giving offers for it? Like, nobody. And so I usually give it up. But then, you know, I'm fixing this lamp, so I never even thought about that lamp ever again until I started fixing this lamp. And I'm fixing it and I'm looking it up, and it shows me this other lamp that I had that I sold, and it was like telling me it's worth like big bucks. And I'm like, fuck, you know, I sold it because I need money, and it turns out I could have sold it for all the money that I needed, you know, like $300, you know. And I'm getting pretty fed up, and I just don't really like people very much, unless they're nice. But like, I was just thinking of ICP, like, just how fucked up their music really, really is. And how, like, for me, like, selling the lamp table was a huge mistake. And so I feel like that was a mistake, but I feel like listening to ICP was its own kind of mistake with a dash of poison immunity. And it's like, you know, ICP, they talk about, like, bringing the ghetto to the rich people and fucking them up or something. And it just seems like, well, the ghetto sucks. Why would you want the rest of the world to suck like the ghetto? Like, that's what ICP wants. They want the whole world to be a ghetto. And it's like, it seems kind of backwards. Like, if you don't want to live in a ghetto, why make the whole world a ghetto? Why do they rap about killing people and killing themselves and shit? Like, they really sound like a dystopian, lobotomized society. Like, I think ICP is the perfect example of the dystopia idiocracy that we live in. And I was thinking about their movie. They made a movie called Big Money Hustlers. Like, that movie seemed like an idiocracy style movie where these people are fucking like lobotomized, brain dead retards. They're like, "Where's my money, bitch?" And like the way Jamie and Monoxide, Madrox or whatever, the way they act in that movie, they're like, like that, and the way they look reminds me of a lot of zombies that I know, like just lobotomized, brain dead, trendy fucking faggots. And it's like, you listen to their music, and it just sounds like they've given up on all hope, and they expect everybody else to give up hope too. And, even people that don't listen to ICP, like, they seem to have their own problem, but ICP... And, just, they don't seem right. Like, everything they say is like backwards and retarded and wrong. And it really sounds like they've given up, and so they rap about like killing rich people or something, and I just don't think it's right. I only listened to it because when I was a kid, it was, everybody listened to it. It was really popular, so I listened to it, and I think it had a different effect. Like, since I'm not 100% lemming, like, I'm only like 50% lemming and then 50% awake, and I was just like born that way. So like when I listen to that, I have a different reaction than a lot of other people would. Like, it like wakes me up, and other people, it seems to dumb them down. Like, my friends that listen to ICP, they seem really stupid, and I ask other people that I know that know them but don't really hang out with them. I'm like, what do you think about them? They're like, well, they seem like they were born retarded. And I said, well, I kind of thought the same thing. It's, I didn't tell, I don't tell people my opinion before I ask theirs. And so, ICP does seem retarded, but it seemed to have a different effect on me. Like, I started listening to the Dark Lotus, and I noticed Dark Lotus is not ICP, and the other people that listen to ICP do not listen to Dark Lotus. So it makes me wonder why I quit listening to ICP and started listening to Dark Lotus. And then my life changed dramatically when that happened. And then knowing the things that I know from Dark Lotus, some of the things that the poison immunity that they teach you, has really showed me the zombie apocalypse that I live in. And so in a way, they showed me, and so I like them and I dislike them at the same time, because it's like their music is shitty, it's like brainwashing you, but then the side effect is like you're immune to other brainwashing a little, and you all the other brainwashing is exposed, and it's like, because they kind of like come at you the way they do, it like wakes you up, and you're like, wait a minute, and I don't know if that's what they wanted or not, but it makes me think it must have been a little bit what they were going for, because it's kind of in their music. They're like poison immunity and different things. And that's exactly what I got from listening to their music. And so, listening to their music like poisoned me, and it showed me all the other poison in the world around me, and how no one else can see that. And they even say, they rap about, let us show you a different world. And so I see that, and I'm like, you know, I listen to this brain dead ICP music, and it showed me a different world. Does it do the same thing for these other people that listen to it? No, they don't. I notice they feel it. They feel it. They don't see it. And so, like, Dark Lotus, they said they plant seeds for whatever tomorrow will bring. And I'm like the seed of the lotus. And it makes me wonder, what do we seed into? Like, if I had met these people, I would say, you know, like, I actually listen to your music and I know what you talk about, and I'm not a lemming, I'm not a zombie, and so I'm on your level. Now what? You know? And I don't know what they would say, or I kind of think they might just go whatever, you know, that they don't care, they were just making money. But it just makes me wonder, like, I can now see all the corruption when no one else can. And so I'm looking at my friend and I realize, like, he's lobotomized and he can't see corruption, and if anything he thinks corruption is good. And so I might sit down with my friend and try to just slowly wake them up and be like, you know, shit's fucked up, you gotta watch out and protect yourself. And then they look at me and they're like, you're crazy. And I'm like, I know I'm not crazy. But if that's the way they look at you and they feel about you, then there's something really wrong with them, you know? And so it's really strange that all these people don't get it. Like, they don't have any idea. You know, one guy once contacted me from Canada, and he's like, do you listen to System of a Down? And I said, not really. I think I heard it on the radio. And he's like, that's awesome music, and that it's totally like what you talk about, like just the system being bad. And I was talking about this Prison Planet deal, and it's like they even have a song like called System of a Down Prison. They're trying to build a prison. And so that song would be towards my conspiracy. That's like the song for my conspiracy. I can't breathe. I get these weird burps. I'm like talking and burping, and it's fucking retarded. I feel like a fucking zombie. I really do feel infected by like a zombie virus, but I'm not like a complete zombie. I feel like a half zombie. Maybe that's what it does. It turns people into half zombies. And so since people are very weak and easily manipulated, it turns them into full zombies. Even though they're like a half zombie, they just let it go. Like, when you see a fat chick, you'll be like, man, you really let yourself go. Like, that's what they do. They're like zombies. They get infected and they just let that infection go. And they don't really, like, fight it or whatever. They embrace it and they love it. that table lamp. One reason I sold it is because when I worked on my car, I would set my tools on it, and it was a glass table, so I was always worried I would break it, because it was always convenient right there next to my car when I was working on it. And so I'd set my tools on it, and it was like I'd set my tools on it and it would like almost break, but it was actually a really strong lamp, so it didn't break. But I was always worried. I'm like, the way I live, I work on things so much, I'm setting tools on it, and it's probably gonna get broke. So I sold it, but I sold it for $20, and it's like, it was worth about $200 to $300, like seriously, and I really need that money. That's one reason I sold it. So it's like, it was a gift, you know, somebody gave it to me as a gift, and so it meant more as a gift. And so to turn out that somebody gave me this gift that was worth a whole shitload of money, and not only do I not have the gift, but I sold it for like nothing, and so I'm really kicking myself in the ass. And the only reason I found that out is because I got this new lamp. But maybe since I know better now, I can sell this new lamp for a little more than $20, like $40. I don't know. I gotta get something. And I'm really tired. Like, I'm tired of not getting what I deserve. Like, that table was worth $200. Like, I feel ripped off. Like, I almost feel like ripping other people off. I really do. Like, I hate people. I don't want to rip people. I always say, like, I would never rip people off. But I'm really getting to the point. These people look fucking retarded. I hate their fucking guts. I keep saying, like, I'm gonna get pissed and I'm gonna fucking turn into a fucking demon and really rip people off. But totally legit, like a banker does it, you know? Like, I want to fucking join the Illuminati, practically. Like, it's like, if you can't beat them, fucking join them. Because I really need to get the fuck off of this prison planet. You know? And so I'm not dishonest. I would never do that. But I get this, like, warm sensation in me. And it feels warm. And it's like, fucking bitch smack them, you know, and show them who's fucking retarded. And I don't have that in me. Like, I would never, like, if I went to buy a lamp and I knew that lamp was $200, I would tell the person, your lamp is worth $200. Unless it was broke. If it was broke, I'd say it's broke. It was worth $200, not broke, but now it's not worth $200, so I'll buy it for a lot less. Like this lamp here, I bought it for $2. It was broke. And so, you know, now I fixed it, I might try to sell it for more, maybe $20. But that's how they tried to sell it to me for $20, and I said, well, it's broken. And they're like, okay, $2. So I'm like, okay. And I tried to give them $3, but they wouldn't take it. They said, no, it's broken. It's okay. And I thought, alright, whatever. But I'm tired of being, like, nickeled and dimed, and, like, you know, a $200 lamp for $20, that's nickel and dimed. And I wouldn't even have cared. But getting this made me figure out, like, oh, fuck, I was nickeled and dimed. Another lady told me somebody ripped her off. Not the lady that sold me this, but the lamp, but there's a lady that sold me this. A lady sold me this, and she told me somebody ripped her off. Squeaky chair. And she said some guy asked her, like, for change, and he was like, okay, here, give me this and give you that. And I know what they did. She said she called it quick changing. And there's scam schools online where you can learn how to scam people doing that. And so I looked those up, so I know. Like, I also know how to spot fake money. Every time somebody if they buy something from me for $20, you take the $20 and you hold it up to the light. Plus, money feels like money. Actually, I've seen online where they counterfeit money and stuff. And so it made me worried about it, like, but I've never seen it or anything, so I don't really know. You just hold it up and you feel it. You don't give change to people. When it comes to your money, you say, go the fuck away. Fuck you. Can I have change for $1? No, fuck you. Say that with me now. Can I have change for $1? No, fuck you. No, fuck you. Because what they're going to do is go, okay, well, here, can I get change for, can I get change for this and a 5 and a 10 and a pair of 3, and then you're like, oh, I don't know, and they're sitting there just pulling money out of you and you don't even know it. And so you don't even engage in that. Somebody wants you to open your wallet for nothing? No. You don't open your wallet for nothing. I had a girlfriend, I watched her get ripped off right in front of me. And I noticed they do it to women. Women are fucking dumb. And this bum came up to my girlfriend and said, can I have change? And I said, no. And she's like, don't be a dick. And so I just stood there quietly, and I watched her pull out a 20, him give her a 5, and her give him the 20. And I said, did you know that you just gave that guy a 20? She said, no, I didn't. And I said, I watched you give that guy a 20. And she's like, no, I didn't. I said, well, how much money do you have? Why don't you look in your wallet and count how much money you have now? Because I just seen you give that guy $20. And she's like, okay, so she stops right there, opens up her wallet, counts it, and she said, you're right, I'm missing $20. And I said, I seen you give the guy, and I'm sitting there telling you, let's fucking go. And no, I'm an asshole. So you know what? She is a dumb cunt, covered in tattoos on her face, because I guess that's cool and trendy to you fucking people, is to get covered in tattoos. And now, who gives a fuck where she's at and what she's doing? I hope she gets ripped off a million fucking times. She's a dumb fucking bitch. And that's how I feel about women, you know? They're dumb. And they ain't worth shit. They're not worth a fucking nut. They're not. It's not worth the nut. It's not worth it. 1 in the hand is better than 2 in the bush. And that's because women are nasty, diseased, fucking whores. Fuck them. And I feel wonderful without them. I have plenty of money and everything else, even though I need $300. That's besides the point, but I have plenty of everything without them. I don't even give a fuck. I don't even look at them. The only way a woman is ever gonna even come close to me is if they fucking like vacuum suck my dick. Like they're like, and I'm like, ugh. And then I'd be like, no, and that's the only fucking way they'd ever get me. And I already know the only reason they would ever do that is to try to get money from me. And so I know I just say no. And it's like I can't become pussy whipped. People call me crazy, but it's like, and then they come back right at first. They call me crazy. They're like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "All right, whatever," and I sit there like, yeah, whatever. Then they come back and they say, "Man, every day, 24 hours a day, all I do is watch my kids, and it really sucks." And my wife is a bitch. And she bitches all this bitchy shit. And I'm like, I thought, man, like the other day you were telling me how many bitches that I need. Now you're like, you're pretty smart not having all these bitches. Because you're just sitting here relaxing, chilling. Kids aren't screaming, running around. Wah, wah, wah. And I guarantee you, if I had kids, they wouldn't be like that. They wouldn't be like that. I'm not having lobotomized kids. I feel like my subconscious yelled at me when I was with that chick. My subconscious was very upset. It said, we're looking to evolve, not de-evolve into a zombie. Because I was like, my girlfriend was like a zombie. And my body's like, no, you can do better. Everybody else kept telling me I can do better. I can have any chick I want. The hottest chick in the world's mine. And I'm like, I don't want the hottest chick. Well, really I do, but I tell myself that. So if women are just gold diggers, then who cares, you know? I have a theory that they'll miss out and someone else will have to put up with their shit, and eventually one day I will feel true love, and it'll happen maybe. And when it does happen, it'll be way more magical than any of these zombie dumb fucks can do. Like, I know, like, if I finally get settled in and I have a house on my own land, a chick's gonna show up and she's gonna think she's gonna take over everything. And that's where I know my moves, and I say, look, bitch, I have the house, I have this, I have that, go the fuck away, or I'll make you go away. Like, I don't hit on chicks, I don't have girlfriends. I tell them to leave me the fuck alone. Get out of here. And so they do. And so I'm very fucking happy when they do. so I can just sit here and do whatever I want, and I don't have to worry about some bitch or some shit. And I'm really fucking happy. And they're out there being the dumb cunts that they want to be. Good for them. I used to have a buddy that said the same shit, and I always wondered why, and I had a girlfriend at the time. And he always said, like, how he hated women, and I thought, how could you do that? How could you hate women? And I would just listen to him. And he would make sense. He's like, he'd just be like, they just want money or something. And he didn't have no girlfriends, and he always had nice shit. Or he would have girlfriends, just not as much. But it's like, you fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And it's like, I'm not gonna play the fool for a woman again. And so they don't even mess. They wouldn't even mess with me because they know I'm not a fool. And it's easy. They know. Like, my last girlfriend, she's like, I'm pregnant. And I guess that's where they want you to play a fool or something. And I didn't. It's like, I didn't, so it's like, they're just sappy bitches. I'll never trust another woman. I even told, I seen my ex's mom, and I told her, like, I said, fuck you and your daughter. I said, I'll never talk to another woman again. So now they have to call me and say they didn't mean it. And so they call me, and I didn't give them my phone number. They had to go on Facebook and find my family and ask them for my number. And it's funny because my family never calls me, but yet they have my number. And I bet they watch my videos, but they never call me. That's sick. That is sick. I would never do that. If my aunt made a video, I would call her. I wouldn't watch her video. They're like, dude, my family and people, they're lobotomized. They're retarded. And I bet they feel the same way about me. But they're retarded, dude. And I think everybody fucking knows it, honestly. They won't admit it. They'll admit it about me, but no one else. Like, now I'm getting older, and it sucks because the age is just making me realize the prison even more. Like, how the age is involved in the prison. Like, as you get older, the prison is harder to fight. And every second you're in the prison, it's taking your life away. Like, I'm losing life and happiness, and the system's like bringing me down. And every day that I'm in the prison is like a day that I age and I lose life and I didn't gain anything, like life, like just living life and feeling anything. And so they strip me of my right to feel life. And so you think you can feel life, and you do, but you do it in their prison. You're only feeling their prison. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I think I talked long enough. But I was thinking, one way to like, because I think I wouldn't rip people off, so the way I kind of think to rip people off is doing what I already do, is finding things that are broken, fixing them, and then reselling them, and in hopes that people don't buy new things, because that's what the brave new world, it's like, ending is better than mending. New things are good things. It's better to buy new things than old things. So I thought, okay, if I can rip off the system, not the people, but the system, by fixing things that should go to the junkyard and then having people buy it as if it was new, that will fuck up the system. So if you said, okay, what do I do, Aaron, and you wanted advice from me, I would say, do this. Fix broken things and sell them. This, in a buy and throw away system, they want you to buy things and throw them away. If you end the throwaway process, you're fucking up that system. So my message is to you is to find the loopholes in the system like that and really go at that. Like, don't rip people off. Just fuck the system over. And the system, I don't know how to better explain it. It's like, you know, ending is better than mending. So it's like, mend things and then sell them the fuck up the new things. Try to make a whole second-hand store, because there's so many things I find in the garbage that somebody wanted, they bought, it got old, they changed their mind, they threw it away, and let's say it was $20 when they bought it, and then now it's in the garbage. If you could sell it for $10, you know, that it makes it like new again. As soon as you, when something sits in the garbage, it's garbage. Everybody thinks it's garbage. But the second you walk up to that garbage can and you grab that item and you say, I think this is worth $10, that means that item is now worth $10. You just put a price tag on trash. And so I know, somehow I know, like, there's trash sitting outside right now. Like, right now there's trash sitting outside. I don't have to touch it. Like, I'm going to leave it there all day. I'm going to let the garbage men come and get it. But the second I stand up, walk outside, look at the trash, pick it up, the second I touch it, it makes it worth something. When it was nothing on the ground. It was worth nothing on the ground. The second I touch it. So the second I touch it, okay, now you got to listen to this. The second I touch it, a man will walk up and say, I want that. And I'll say, well, why? And he'll say, I was looking at that all day wondering if I wanted that. But now that you want it, I want it. And so, okay, what that means is it was trash. It was trash. It was sitting there, the guy was looking at it, and he's like, that's trash. I wonder about that. But he can't wonder too much because it's sitting there in trash. And to him, it's trash. It's not worth anything. It's like my lamp. Like, I didn't know my lamp was worth anything. But if somebody buys it for $200, it's worth something. So, it's the knowledge of knowing that it's worth something. But that's not even the point. The point is, the second you say it's worth something, somebody's either going to buy it or try to steal it from you. They're going to steal trash from you. Like, I encounter this problem more than you could ever imagine. When I go up to a trash pile, and I go and I knock on the door and I say, is that trash pile out there? Are you throwing that away? Can I have that? They say, yes, you can have it. Do you want us to help you load it? Yes, thank you. So you're out there loading it. Then the guy across the street comes over and says, hey, this is mine, this is mine. They said I could have this. And they're like, no, this is the only person that's been here all day asking. Like, you need to leave, sir. This is his stuff. He just got it. And I'm helping him load it. Please go away. And then he starts grabbing shit. No, this is mine. I've been watching it all day. It's mine. And it's like, no. He didn't know it was worth anything. The second somebody wants it and thinks it's worth something, then to him, in his mind, it's worth something. And he wants to come steal it. So you gotta understand, like, there's two ways about it. One way is the second you say it's worth something, it is. And then as soon as that happens, somebody's going to want to rob you for it. Or buy it. And so, most people are honest. Most people will want to buy it. But when you're at the dump and you're putting it in your truck, they're going to instantly, if they seen you and it was trash and now it's your treasure, they're going to know, oh fuck, you know, it was free, I should get that for free. Then they feel this overwhelming selfish feeling like, I'm going to kick that guy's ass and take his trash. And you got to understand, those people are zombies. Do you understand? People will eat your face. Does this make any sense to you? Like, you know, the guy pulled something out of the back of my truck. Then the guy that was helping me load it grabbed it and helped. And he was I don't want to fight zombies, you know, like I can kick their ass, but I'd prefer not to. They're probably AIDS infected and everything else. So I'm just like, you know, backing off. And the guy, he grabbed the thing and they're like wrestling over it. And I told him, I said, stop, because I didn't want the guy that was helping me to get hurt or infected with AIDS. So I said, it's not worth it, just let it go. And I pulled a knife out and I said, motherfucker, I will stab you. And he's like, bring it, And so the dude's ready to get stabbed over trash when the guy that threw it away is sitting there helping me load it and saying, go the fuck away, and helping me fight this dude off. And the dude was a total nut job, crackhead, retard. And he had wrinkled alligator-looking skin and glasses on. And his skin was like, he was a white guy, but he looked like he stood in the sun too long, and he got this wrinkled alligator skin, and he had like very tan skin, and it was wrinkled, and he looked like he was about 60 years old with glasses, and he looked like a fucking zombie, dude. I call him Leatherface. He had this leathery fucking like skin, man. And I'm just like, oh my god. I'm not gonna have to stab this guy, am I? And so basically what I did is, when I didn't want to stab, he kept coming even though I had a knife, and I thought, now if I stab him, I'm definitely getting blood on me. So I just got in my truck and left because I didn't want to be, because he kept coming, and I thought, he's a zombie. I'm going to get infected. So I jumped in my car and left. I didn't stab, you know, because I thought, he has no fear. He's definitely a zombie. Like, I'm like, but he wasn't like punching me. But if he would have like punched or scratched or bit, I'd have fucking stabbed him. But usually they run away, and because, you know, you get stabbed, and it's like that's all it takes, and then you run away. I mean, because like they run away because their flight or fight activates, and so they run like the wind, and you'll never catch up. I've tried it. I've never stabbed anybody, but I've been in fights, and when you're kicking their ass, you can see the flight or fight activate, and they, even though it's already activated, it's like extra activates. Like, once you hurt, you broke your arm, extra shit activates, and you run even faster. And it's like, I don't care how fast I can run, I can't catch up to somebody with fight or flight activated. It's like most fights that I'm in, you might get a hit or two in, and then they're backing up, and you're never getting another hit in unless they come back at you. So a lot of times when you fight, you grab them on their fucking ear. You grab their ear, and you're like, you ain't getting away, bitch. And then they break free, you know. And that's how I see a lot of people fight, is they grab the person, and then they use one hand and they're like this. And I've seen a fight where the guys, both dudes did that. They both grabbed each other, and they're just sitting there like this. And I'm like, man, I've never seen a fight like that, because they both grabbed each other, and they're just like, and they're both just getting full-on hits, and they both hit each other like, I swear, like 50 times before they stop, and it was like dead even matched. And I'm like, I could never fight like that. Like, even though I have, it's like that one, the one that like, they punched each other in the head like 50 times, and I'm like, that's not a good fight. Like, you gotta be going like this, like, even though they did it halfway, like you can't fight like that. It was a good fight, but I was looking at that like, that ain't a good fight. Like, you can't just sit there and get hit in the head while you're hitting them in the head. it's too even, you know. I think women like it. I think both those guys got laid, though. That's probably why they're fighting. And I did see one fight where this guy, they got in a fight, and the guy got hit like once, like this, and he died instantly. Like his brain fucking exploded, and it wasn't even like that bad of a hit. The dude was like, boom, and he was like, and he fell over dead. He had a like blood vessel pop in his brain, and it killed him. And so ever since then, I knew like fighting can kill you. Like, don't fight. Like, you might punch a guy and not even mean it, and he's dead, and now you're being charged with murder. So punches are not something you really want to throw. Once I got in a fight with some kid, and he had a like anemia, and he started the fight with me, and I hit him, and his anemia, like when I hit him, he like had a bruise on his face for like a month, and so I felt bad or whatever, but he started it. And I only hit him once. And then they're like, you can't do that, he has anemia, blah blah blah. And they like broke up the fight, and I'm like, whoa, fuck you. I'm like, your anemia son shouldn't be fucking with me. And they're like, okay, whatever, we'll go take care of it. And he was actually older than me. That was a long time ago. Once I was in a bar, and the bartender smashed a glass over my face for no reason. He robbed me. That's the reason he robbed me. I had like $60 on me, and they robbed me for it, basically, but I did get away, and the police are who actually robbed me, because he hit me in the face with a glass, and I ran out the bar, and then the police, I seen the police, and I stopped them and told them what happened, and they charged us both with like disorderly conduct, but I went to court and pled not guilty and said I didn't do shit, so they dropped mine, and he went to court and paid it, because I would have testified. They weren't going to testify because they knew they were in the wrong, so they just paid their $80 or whatever. But I think they got, it wasn't they might have got $30 or $60 from me, and what it was is the bartender lied and said I had a tab, a $30 tab or something, and the police made me pay it, but I didn't have one. So they got like $30 out of me. That's why they did it. There was a guy in the bar, and before it happened, he told me that that's what they do there, and to watch out. And I thought, oh, I'm okay. But what happened is they waited till I was like drunk or something. Like I came in, I was sober, and I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I'm only gonna drink a little. Well, they keep like giving you drinks. And then they rob you. So I was like robbed. And so I'm just sitting there like chilling, and all of a sudden smash across my face, and I'm getting robbed. And that's what see if I squinch. This side's smooth. See how it's smooth? And how this side, when I squinch, there's lines here. There's like a line there and lines there. That's where the bottle hit me, and all those little lines are actually like the cuts. And so when I squinch, it's squinching up all the little scars there. And so this side squinches up like that. And those are from the bottle. And then this side, when I do it, you don't get the lines as much. I don't know if you can tell, but that's how it is actually. And once I wrecked on my bike when I was like 5. I found a bike in the trash when I was 5. And I brought it out and was riding it. And the handlebars popped off. And so my head hit the concrete like this. And so I got all these scars. Half my face was a scab. And the rocks in the road like ground into my face, and I have these little scars that go like this on this side of my face. Also, when I was a kid, I got my hand stuck in a wringer washer. I was like ringing them, and my hand was like, and then it got up to my elbow and was just burning out or it got up to here and was just rolling in my arm and burning it all up. And like I was home alone, and then my family came home about 5 minutes later, and I'm sitting there like in the wringer washer, and I instantly went into shock. And I was just in shock. I was like, and I guess whatever shock is, you know, shock, you go into shock. I was in shock. And they took me to the hospital, and I crushed all the tendons and the veins. They were all crushed. And I had to wear like a cast for like a couple months. I'm really tired of people though, and their dumbness. I'm so done. And I just wish they had a brain. Like a lot of my friends that I have, I try to tell them, I'm like, you know, I got something really important to tell you, and they're like, oh. And I'm like, I wished I knew somebody that wasn't a retard. They're all fucking retards, and it's really weird. And the weird thing is like, you're probably sitting there saying, yeah, it is weird. You're weird. And it's like, but you're really the weird one. And it's like, it's not all that bad, I think, because there are good people, and they're trying to do good, and that's the only reason any good exists, is because there are a very few amount of people trying to do good. So good does exist. There is a Walmart, and you can shop there, and it's because some good exists, but very little. Like, most people are just fucking zombies. There's just like so many times that I just wish like people weren't as dumb as they are. Like, I wish that I wasn't as dumb as I was. That's why I try to be smarter. I don't know. I'm gonna go. I feel like shit. I'm gonna come back though. I just have to get some shit to drink. I like feel something, but I can't explain it, so I was gonna go and just kind of think about how to explain my next thing. Okay, bye.